Welcome to Grand Prix, your favorite place for the fastest news about Formula One. We have 3 exciting stories for you, so make sure to follow us and click the bell to stay with the group. Let's start. We're now getting ready for race week at the Japanese Grand Prix, and everyone is getting excited as the racing comes back to the famous Suzuka racetrack. But, like always, fans around the world will need to change when they sleep because the races will happen very early in the morning in most places, so get your coffee ready. Late night Formula One is coming back. This race will bring lots of new things, especially with how the cars are built after the first 3 races of the season. Teams finally got a short break time that they used really well to look closely at all the information they got so far with those new ideas in their heads. Many are coming to Japan with new car parts and better setups, hoping to get ahead as the championship starts to get interesting. Before we talk about the technical updates for this weekend, make sure you follow the channel so you don't miss any big moments from this busy week. And of course, if you like these clear and easy updates, give us a like. It really helps our work here at GPM Casa. Now, let's talk about one of the teams that everyone is talking about this week. Ferrari. Their season has been like a crazy ride so far, showing times when they're really fast but also having trouble with being the same every time and setup problems. The car, the SF25, has been hard to control in some situations, showing they need to work harder and understand better how it acts in different situations. The good news for Ferrari fans is that the team has now updated its computer simulator with the newest information from the first 3 races, especially from Australia and China. Until now, their simulator was using mostly limited information from before the season from the Bahrain test, which was helpful but didn't show all the different conditions that happened during real race weekends. This lack of different information made it hard for engineers to make the car perfect, and guess certain performance problems. That difference between computer simulation and real life caused headaches. In both Australia and China, the problem got worse because the 2024 car had big design changes. Compared to last year, Ferrari's engineers want to make the SF25 work well in more situations, letting it perform good in many different track conditions. However, because of time limits during pre-season testing, they couldn't push the car to its limits or get the kind of extreme information that would be most helpful in race simulations. Now, with more complete information, especially ideas from Lewis Hamilton's strong performance during the Chinese sprint race, Ferrari has been able to make simulator connection better and make their setup calculations more accurate. That includes making better things like ride height, fuel loads, and aerodynamic balance. With these improvements, the team hopes to get rid of some of the surprises that have held them back so far. All of this means we should see real improvements in Japan. The Ferrari group is expected to arrive at Suzuka with a more tuned-up car, better ready to handle the circuit's special needs. They've even announced new parts, including a changed rear wing, which will be tested during the first free practice session. The team is putting special focus on Sector 1, the flowing high-speed part of the track, which they believe has been a weak spot in their current package. The main goal: deliver a step forward in performance, not just in qualifying but throughout the race, with a better simulator to reality connection and upgraded parts. Ferrari aims to be more competitive from the start of the weekend. Now we turn it over to you. Do you think Ferrari's upgrades and simulator improvements will finally bring consistency and pace to the SF25, or are you still not sure about whether the team can fix its problems and mount a serious challenge? Let us know in the comments below, and get ready because the Japanese Grand Prix is shaping up to be a very important chapter in this year's Formula One season. Hey everyone, good morning. This Tuesday started off with a big splash in the Formula One world as both Red Bull and Stake F1 team, formerly Sabre, showed off special paint jobs for the upcoming Japanese Grand Prix. And yes, there's a chance that one of these reveals is nothing more than an April Fool's joke, so let's break down all the details before we talk about paint jobs. Make sure you follow the channel so you don't miss anything this week. It's going to be full of surprises. And if you enjoy this quick and straight to the point update, hit that like button to help our work. Let's start with Red Bull Racing, which showed a cool tribute to its Japanese engine supplier Honda for the Japanese GP. The team is bringing back its highly requested white paint job, a nod to Honda's rich motorsport history. This special design is inspired by the Honda R272, the car that brought Honda its first ever Formula One victory back in 1965. That original car was painted in white, with a red circle representing the Japanese flag proudly placed at the front in honor of that historical moment. Red Bull's usual navy blue, yellow and red color scheme has been set aside for a cleaner look, combining white, red and black in a sleek, simple fashion. While this design is a bit more quiet than the all-white paint job they ran at the Turkish Grand Prix a few years ago, it still delivers a powerful visual punch and is expected to look amazing on the Suzuka circuit. What makes this even more special is the fact that Yuki Tsunoda, Japan's own F1 talent, will be driving this car alongside Max Verstappen in his home race. That alone adds an emotional weight to this tribute, and fans will be eager to see if Tsunoda and Verstappen can deliver a strong performance to match the car's looks. Now let's switch gears and talk about the second reveal of the day, this one by the team currently branded as Stake, which has often been the target of online jokes due to its name's connection with actual stake in a move that feels almost too crazy to be real. Stake F1 released a video showcasing a completely meat-themed paint job. Yes, you read that right. The car is painted to look like a raw piece of meat. The entire bodywork copies the marbling and texture of a high-end beef cut, possibly referencing Wagyu, Japan's world-famous and highly prized beef. The video featuring this unusual paint job was posted by the team associated with Brazilian driver Gabriel Bortolito, and it quickly went viral for obvious reasons. Fans are already guessing whether this weird paint job is an elaborate April Fool's joke or an actual race paint job that will hit the track in Suzuka. It wouldn't be the first time an F1 team embraced humor or played with internet culture, but if Stake truly intends to run this meat-inspired paint job during the race, it would certainly be one of the boldest and most bizarre designs in recent memory. Whether it's a joke or not, they've succeeded in grabbing everyone's attention. So what do you think? Did Red Bull nail it with their elegant Honda tribute, and is Stake's raw meat design a clever troll or a fashion disaster on wheels? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, whether you're here for the nostalgia, the memes, or just the love of Formula One. There's no denying that this year's Japanese Grand Prix is shaping up to be unforgettable on and off the track. Of course, one of the biggest talking points yet again is the Red Bull Racing, the team and its star driver Max Verstappen. After several dominant seasons where Red Bull built near-perfect machines and Verstappen ruled supreme, things have started to shift in recent months. The once unbeatable Red Bull no longer seems to be the most powerful car on the grid. This change in status has raised serious questions about the team's direction, and most notably about Verstappen's future with them. Several reports suggest that if Red Bull fails to deliver a championship-worthy car, Verstappen might begin to explore opportunities elsewhere, and the front-runners, Aston Martin and Mercedes, both of which are said to be watching the situation closely in the past few weeks. Multiple Red Bull figures have spoken publicly about the growing speculation among them. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko revealed that Verstappen's contract contained specific clauses that could allow him to exit the team under certain conditions. Now the conversation has taken another turn, with manager Raymond Vermeulen weighing in, and his comments were anything but reassuring for Red Bull fans. According to Vermeulen, the information he has from both Verstappen and the Red Bull technical camp indicates that the RB20 may have reached its development ceiling. In other words, any further performance gains may be very small at best going forward. Verstappen will have to rely heavily on his own talent to make up the difference if he wants to keep winning races or mount a legitimate title defense. This statement aligns with what Red Bull engineers have been saying behind the scenes. The car is performing at a very high level, but it has reached its natural limit. Rather than pushing for major performance upgrades to the team's current focus is on making the car easier to drive, with the belief that Verstappen's incredible driving ability will be enough to compensate and maintain competitiveness. But what if it's not enough? Vermeulen himself hinted that this season could be one of the most dramatic yet, both on and off the track. While Red Bull might not dominate races with the 10 to 20 second leads we saw in previous years, Verstappen is expected to embrace the challenge. According to his manager, the Dutch driver actually enjoys battling for position and getting the most out of the car, even if that's not something he'd ever admit openly outwardly. Verstappen remains laser-focused on winning, never